In this video, we're going to talk about the beautiful and fragrant jasmine flower. You know that incredible sweet smell that just perfumes the night air? Well, that's jasmine. For centuries, this delicate little flower has captivated people all over the world, and while it's a huge symbol of love and beauty, its story is so much richer than that. So, what is the story behind one of the planet's most beloved scents? Seriously, from ancient gardens to the most expensive perfumes today, jasmine has this incredible history and it's packed with some fascinating secrets. We're going to dig in and find out what makes this flower so special. Okay, so here's our game plan. You start with the basics, what jasmine actually is. Then we'll trace its journey around the globe. For all you gardeners watching, we've got a whole section on how to grow your own. After that, we'll dive into its deep cultural meanings and wrap things up with some amazing facts you probably haven't heard before. Let's do it. Alright, section 1. Let's get a proper introduction to this famous plant, because it's way more than just a pretty smell. It's actually part of a plant family that might really surprise you. Okay, get this. Jasmine is in the olive family. How wild is that? The official group, Jasminium, has over 200 different species, which is why you see so many different kinds. They can grow as these big, sprawling shrubs, or as these really elegant climbing vines, which makes them super versatile for any garden. So whether it's a shrub or a vine, you'll usually notice these gorgeous dark green, kind of waxy leaves. But the flowers, they're the real stars of the show. Do these small, delicate, star-shaped blossoms, usually about 2.5 centimeters across. Now, most of us picture that classic white jasmine, but they also come in beautiful yellows and even a soft pink. And of course, you can't forget that incredible fragrance. It's just so rich, sweet, and almost fruity. And speaking of climbing, some of these vines are seriously ambitious. If you give them something to climb on, a single vine can shoot up to 7.6 meters. That's about 25 feet, people. Imagine a whole wall of your house covered in that. A plant that can grow that tall, you would expect it to have some pretty widespread roots, right? Well, you'd be correct. So where did this famous flower even come from? Let's take a little trip around the world. Turns out, jasmine is a true world traveler. It's originally from the warmer tropical spots in Eurasia, Africa, and Oceania, but its real heartland, where you find the most variety, is in South and Southeast Asia. From there, it basically took over the world, and gardeners everywhere fell in love with it. Alright, for anyone feeling inspired to plant their own, this next section is just for you. Here's a super simple guide to growing jasmine, whether you've got a big garden or just a pot on your balcony. Taking care of jasmine is actually pretty easy if you nail the basics. First thing, they are total sun worshippers. They need at least 6 hours of direct sun every single day. They also need good, rich soil that drains well, no soggy roots. Water them regularly so the soil stays moist, but again, not waterlogged. And finally, to get tons of those amazing flowers, give them a little boost with a fertilizer that's high in phosphorus during the growing season. So, to put it another way, think of it like this. Every plant had its friends and its enemies. Jasmine's best friends? Lots of sun, good soil, and pollinators like bees and butterflies who help it out. On the flip side, if enemies are pests like caterpillars and mites, some nasty fungi that can live in the soil, and its biggest enemy of all, a hard frost. Most types of jasmine just can't handle the cold. Okay, so beyond being a beautiful garden plant, jasmine is just loaded with symbolism. In this next section, we're going to look at its deeper meaning and why it's such a cultural icon all around the globe. I absolutely love this little tidbit. The name jasmine actually comes from the Persian word yasmin, and you know what it means? A gift from God. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know about how special this flower has been to people for a very, very long time. And that reverence is everywhere. Across different cultures, jasmine carries some really powerful messages. It's a huge symbol of love and purity, which is why you see it so often in weddings. In Thailand, it's used to represent a mother's pure love. It's also a symbol of national honor. It's the national flower of Pakistan, the Philippines, and Indonesia. And because it blooms so beautifully, it often stands for hope and new beginning. Okay, we all know about jasmine tea, and people even make syrups with it. So, that leads to a very logical and very important question. Can you actually eat the flowers? And the answer is yes. But, and this is a really, really big but, you have to be incredibly careful. Only the flowers from the true Jasminium genus are safe to eat. The problem is, a lot of other plants get called jasmine, like Carolina jasmine, for example, and some of those lookalikes are actually super poisonous. So unless you are 100% sure you have the real deal, it's probably best to just enjoy the smell. Alright, let's wrap this up with some of the coolest and most surprising facts about this amazing plant. This is where we get into some of its best kept secrets. First of all, just think about the sheer variety. We're not talking about just one plant here. There are over 200 different and distinct species of jasmine all over the world. Each one is a little different, with its own unique look and scent. And yep, we've got to come back to this wild family connection one more time because it's just such a great piece of trivia. Jasmine is in the Oleaceae family, which makes it a direct cousin of the olive tree. Isn't that crazy? The plant that gives us this iconic perfume is related to the one that gives us olive oil. And here are a few more quick hits for you. Ever notice that jasmine smells way stronger in the evening? That's on purpose. Its fragrance actually peaks after sunset to attract nighttime pollinators. And speaking of perfume, get this. A single village in Egypt supplies almost all of the jasmine used by the entire global perfume industry. Wow. And finally, these plants are pretty tough after living for 15 to 20 years out in the wild. Learning all this really makes you think, doesn't it? The story of jasmine just goes to show you how much history, science, and culture can be packed into a single little flower. It kind of leaves you with one last question to think about. What other secrets could be hiding right there in your own garden? Alright, that is it for this video, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video.